What's this? Catman can put Jackson County on the map with America's second house cat museum. Oh, hell yeah. Please help me do this. All right. This is the first I've heard of this, but I'm endorsing everyone out there. Let's help this guy make a house cat museum. That sounds awesome. Here's his email. Hey you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the south, more specifically Cullowhee, North Carolina. And a couple weeks ago I saw a sign or a poster that was advertising for a man trying to create a cat museum in Dillsboro, North Carolina. And I contacted him, talked to him about his plans to create the cat museum, and I decided I would pay him a visit here at the Catman 2 cat shelter. Follow me. Hey, kitty. Hey. Hey. Hey there. Hey. Oh. Hey. 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 Alright, we're here with Harold Sims.
Yeah.
This is the Catman 2.
Catman 2. Yeah, the Catman 2 is because we had to put a license plate on my car and I wanted to get the Catman license plate. And they said, no, you can't do it. It's already been taken. Put a number after it. Well, Catman 1 sounded sort of flat, so Catman 2 sounded like Catman Do, you know, and things like that. So I figured that'd be better than Catman 1.
Is that a Cat Stevens album with
Catman 2. So that's how that happened to be.
All right, can you tell me about, like, I saw your flyer for the
Now, come on. We're supposed to be friends here. Come on, don't get...
I saw your flyer for the cat museum. Do you want to kind of tell?
Yeah, I've been hoping about this, thinking about this for a long time, and collecting stuff for about the past 30 years, and I've got a large collection of really high-end stuff, a lot of virgin oil paintings and art glass, and you name it. I've got a cat on it. I've got it somewhere stuck around this place, and I want to have a museum that'll be an educational thing as well as an entertaining thing.
Yeah.
You can learn more about the cat. There'll probably be a small vet's office in the museum where you'll see what the vet does and why he does it, you know, and the reason he does it, and charts on the wall that point out where the cat's liver is and where his heart is, and when they neuter the cat, what they do, and this sort of thing. And it'll be somewhat self-guided and somewhat, hopefully I can be there myself part of the time. It's how the cat got to be a friend of man and really his best friend in a way, because without the cat we may not be here, because when man stopped roaming around all the time and being, always moving every year or so, a nomadic life, settled down and started farming and then started living in cities, but then he had to store his food for the off seasons. And when he started putting his grain into rock-built granaries across the rat that went between the holes in the rocks and things, and eat all his grain up before the season was over, and they starved to death. So when the cat came in and took over the mice problem for him, and also took care of the snakes and the scorpions that were around that he was getting bitten by and killed by and stuff.
So how long you been working with cats?
Well, we started out when I retired. I had some time between my wife's retirement and my retirement. One of my students, I was teaching at the college in Clearwater, St. PJC, in the Clearwater campus. And one of my students said, well, my dad runs an animal shelter over in Palm Harbor, maybe you come over and give us a little bit of help with that, and to be somebody to do odd jobs. I went over and worked on roofs on dog kennels and helped build some, what they call cat condos and stuff. And I got my spare time, I was playing with the cats, to be adopted, and I found I liked getting people together with the cat that might be good for them, and I talk about what kind of pets do you have now, how old are your children, and this sort of thing, and became a cat salesman, you might say. So it came up as a kill shelter. And they said any animal that didn't have homes is better off dead, and I said, this is not for me, I don't want to be killing animals, I want to save them, so I went down the road, and I had to get my kayaks, and apparently at the time a lot of kayaking and canoeing, put them outside under the building and built cages inside, started letting cats around the dumpsters and things, and adopting the cats out to people who wanted a cat. So I started Catman 2 about 1997 and 98. So I was the first no-kill shelter in Jackson County.
Oh, really?
And I was the first cats-only shelter, probably in western North Carolina, and the first cat shelter without cages. All my cats you just see here are running around in large rooms. I never thought you should put a cat in a cage and keep it there for months and months at a time. And
Of course not.
but it's better for the cats because they can live in there for. I've had cats living here for 14 years that are still there in the back room, but they're getting too old to use the box now, and so they have to go back to the room where they're not going to mess up the whole shelter.
Been here the whole 14 years?
Yeah, they've been here all day. And we have a rule here that if a cat comes here, he gets the right to stay here as long as I'm here, able to keep my promise.
Got a mouse there, buddy?
Tortoise shell cat, they call those with the black and the gray and all that stuff. This is a little Siamese mix. And I'm not sure what this is, a boy or a girl. I'm not here that often. I used to be here all the time and knew them all and named them all, but now Caleb usually gives them names.
And how many cats do you currently have here?
I think there's about 80 here now, all
80.
over. We've got kittens out in another room here. They haven't been brought in yet because they aren't ready to be, in with the big cats. So.
This cat over here was very unique.
Well, that's a story in itself. That cat there. That's Todd. His name is
Todd?
Yeah, Todd. Well, I got a call one night. Somebody was going to Korea the next day. They got a job teaching in South Korea. They had this cat they had to get rid of. I went over to Asheville to pick it up, and they couldn't find it. It was outside someplace. I waited until after dark, and get the cat, picked it up. When I got it, the cat had a great big lump on his jaw, and he had all kinds of other, he was just a mess. And I didn't see him until I got back, because I picked him up in a rainstorm. It was coming down, horrible rain. When I went to find him, I finally got to meet him on the side of the road someplace. So I put him in the back of my car, brought him home, and opened the cat up. I said, oh my God, what have I got here? He's supposed to be a Devon Rex, which is a fairly rare pedigreed cat that has short hair and doesn't have any allergies, which is not really the case. And he's a Devon Rex, probably maybe 10 times removed from the original purebred Devon Rex.
Yeah, almost reminded me of like the hairless type cat.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a hairless type cat, but he's got...
So it's kind of like a hairless cat with hair?
Yeah, well, there's really no hairless cat. They've all got hair, but it's just very fine.
Yeah.
He's a very friendly little guy. I mean, he's sleeping sort of now on it here, but he's not very pretty, but he's real sweet and loving. Yeah,
he's very unique looking.
He's very neat looking. He's a nice little cat, yeah. His name is Todd, or Ted, or something like that. Yeah, he's a funny little guy. His hair feels like a shoe brush. He's got,
no, he's not really soft.
Not real soft to pat like some cats are. This is nothing a much softer cat over here. Yes, she is. This is a tabby cat here.
So I see that you got a lot of artwork around here.
I'm collecting artwork I sort of picked up a picture years ago at, I'll tell you which one it was over here, you can see it. I went to a yard sale and I found this picture at the yard sale. It's not the same one, but it was one just like this. Is a calendar from about 1945 or so. And it's a cat sleeping in the bed, which is named Jessie. Jessie was the logo for the C&O Railroad back in 1933.
Okay.
It first appeared in Life magazine I think 1933, Life magazine, first edition. And she's been their logo up until about the 50s when they changed over to CSX. CSX is now Jessie System Plus, is what that stands for. But she has all kinds of things. When they first came out, you could get these pictures here. You put a dime in an envelope. There's no checks, no money orders, just a dime. And you got these three prints. And this is Jessie, and this is her kittens up here, Nip and Tuck. And they wanted to get a male cat to have the kittens from, so they got a male cat named Peaky, Chesapeake. So Peaky made his thing. And they were all in, that's Peaky there. He went to war. The railroad did a lot of work for the war effort. They transported tanks, they transported coal to factories, and really got into the war effort in a big way. So A lot of the posters in the 40s were all about Jesse coming back. You know, this is one of the later ones. This is after the war. This is one of the new Bud cars that they were putting out. And Jesse more or less was advertising the Pullman car after the war. And it was Sleep Like a Kitten, you know, and Ride as Fresh as a Daisy. That was what the slogan was. This is one of the new train cars that they had at the time, because now, the sleeper cars are pretty much a thing of the past. People fly now rather than go that way. And this was one of the executive's daughter. She died of leukemia, and she was in the picture of Jesse giving Jesse a little. Jesse always has the same pose.
It's always sleeping?
Always sleeping in the bed. In fact, the guy that found Jesse was walking down the street in New York one time and found this artist who was painting on the side of the street, and he saw the picture they had of Jesse, and he paid $5 for it, and he got the rights to it, you know, and then he made millions on it afterwards, and the poor guy that painted it probably ended up living on the street someplace. Then they have cats. I mean, cats are used all the time. This is cats. These are cigarette cards. You got the cigarette patches years ago. These are playing cards here.
Yeah.
Cigarette cards are the ones down here. You got those with the cigarettes. And then they had all kinds of postcards. And there's postcards up here that went up into the early days of the 50s and such. And then they have postcards that talk.
That's great.
They had cats on records, and this was something else they had when I was a kid. They get these out in school. When you saved 20 dimes, you went down to the bank and you got a savings account.
Yeah. So
you start saving money back, and this was back in the 40s, you know, people wanted to save money. Now you go to the bank and say, savings account? What do you mean? Savings account. You could have it out of your mind. You know, save any more, you spend everything you can get today, you know, save you spend. And then we have all kinds of masks and different things, you know, this is made out of different kinds of wood and stuff. And
so would these be the same things that would be in the museum?
yeah, the same type of thing in the museum. And then this is pastel. This is a pastel. I like to talk about the kind of art we have too, because you can tell that this is a pastel rather than a watercolor or an oil painting. And I'll point out, you know, how you can tell a pastel from another type of print. And then this is cut out of paper with a scissors or a knife or something. So they cut out the black paper and put it over white paper, and you get the thing in the back of it. Anyway, his name is Marco Polo. So when Marco Polo died, she painted this picture of Marco Polo for us, and this is he brought a cat back with him from Japan or China, wherever he went. And this is the boat he went on, and his medals, you know, and he's got wings now, he's died, the halo and all this sort of thing. I got some old German, this is an old German picture here from Germany. I believe it's from Germany anyway. I was told that it was when I bought it, but that's it's called the preaching, something about preaching. I can't think what it is now, but he's saying his prayers, you know, and the cat jumps on his back, and the kid's laughing at him, and dog barking at him, and so this one have a picture with a story to it. I like things that can tell a story rather than just have a picture. You know, there's nothing to look at, just a story, but it's got a story behind it. What's going on there? So I had Octopus's Garden, and here we have all the things hanging up on the ceiling. You see under the sea, you know. I'd like to be under the sea in Octopus's Garden. You know, I'm not a very good singer, but octopus hang up there and catfish hang up there. He's putting sequences on the thing now with stencils. It's changed every day. And then the cats like, if I make out these at yard sales, a couple of bucks sometimes, and the cats like those because they're easy to clean, you know, and they can jump up on it, sleep on it, but well, they got to sleep in them. This is a whole sleeping going on here. They're all sleeping up there on the tabletop.
Big pile of cats. Hey there.
They've got the wire over the porch here, and that keeps out the larger things. It keeps the cats in. Then we got the bird thing to keep out. And sometimes birds fly through the wire. They get in here, and then they get in here, boy, it's pretty hard to get them out again. Usually one falls close to the ground, one jumps up in the air and grabs the cat, the bird by his feet, and then the cat that's the end of the cat. So this This is the way they get their fresh air and sunshine.
There they are.
Each room's got a porch like this on it. They got a beautiful view out the window there of all the beautiful scenery around here.
Surprised how well they get along.
Oh, it's really amazing. I mean, we've never had a real serious fight. We've never had anybody really get sick.
Yeah.
People say, well, you got to keep your cages because they're going to be isolated. But these are what they call a monotype. A girl over from Chapel Hill came to visit one day, and she paints these on a piece of glass.
Yeah.
And you roll the picture on the other side, and you get a print. You know, it's in reverse. This was the cat we had that was here for a while. This I picked up at a museum someplace in Sweden. It's actually paint on there. Looks like it's some kind of porcupine quilt, but it's not. It's been painted on the thing. Done by a Russian up in Virginia. He's Russian, but he lives in Virginia now and paints. And I wanted this for a long time. He wouldn't sell it to me for a long time, but he said he wanted to keep it for himself. He's taking a bath in the cow's water tank, and there's the cat sitting up here, and there's some mama back there with the babushka on. He used the cat to advertise things. This is an advertisement that was hand painted up here for a eye doctor. Optometrist, correct your eyesight. And then we've got the thing here from Mexico, I guess. It's a ever-ready battery union carbide. And it says something in Spanish that means have more life than a cat. Gato is cat.
Oh, yeah.
So you got more life than the cat. I can't speak Spanish that well, but this is the same artist that did this cat that did the guy in the bucket there. This was one of my first pictures I ever bought of cats. This was, I found this at a yard sale too for $1. It's a cat house. And I picked it up in an antique mall going down the road to Dillard one day. So that was sort of an apropos picture, I thought, for the cat shelter. This is a picture that it has a lot of value. They claim, I don't know, the guy that did it wouldn't give me a price on it, but it's nothing against it. It's a lithograph. But it's the Key West Lighthouse, which is next to Hemingway's house. And the picture is labeled in Papa's Day, Key West Light, and it's Barry Barrett pencil, ink and pen or pencil, probably ink. This is another, probably a pastel. This is an old oil, Victorian oil on canvas with the cats in the vase. And this is also oil on canvas. These are all Victorian age pictures, 1890s or before. A few more oddities. These two pictures here were done by a man in Thailand who painted on teak leaves. And he's passed away by now, but you can see the leaves in the background. Oh, yeah. And he did very beautiful work, and he also did a lot of birds and flowers and things. But this would be an etching of some kind, or you know. And this was something funny. I found this. I got this card in the mail one day, and I found this in an antique shop for $1. And that's funny that somebody would be that close to this picture. It's sort of an oddity, you might say. And the one here is one done on a feather. Somebody paints on turkey feathers.
Oh, wow.
And she's local. She has a local studio here in town from a Tarpon Springs artist, and it's showing that the cat takes over your mind. You know, you get a cat and it sort of enters your brain and takes over and possesses you more or less, and it's sort of like an animal change, in shape and this sort of thing. And it's sort of it's a pastel also.
Is that a gourd?
That is a gourd. Actually, it's made to put over a pie.
Oh, yeah?
If you go to a outside dinner, you want to put
a pie cover?
A pie cover. I didn't know what it was when I bought it.
That's interesting.
But I thought it might have been a booger mask, when I looked at, but there's no eyes to see through it. So no, she said, no, it's not a booger mask. That's a Cherokee thing, And she said to put over your pie when you're going to keep the flies away. So, but this is Socks, the Clinton's cat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they had got a club for
inauguration of the first cat.
This is probably Beset, the cat goddess of the Egyptians. And Frank Franklin, some artist did this. It's called Cotton Picking Cats. So, this is the famous picture about Puss in the Boots.
Puss in Boots?
Yeah, where again a lithograph, and he's hiding in the water here. It's just a long story about Puss in the Bush. You read it sometime. And, this is an odd thing here. You may have seen these when you were younger. These are what they call a punk. And the carnivals.
Oh, is that like you could like shoot it with a ball?
You throw balls at it. Yeah. The reason was in those days, before cats were neutered, they'd sit on the fence and they howl at night and keep you awake, so you throw shoes at them, and rocks at them and stuff. So it was right to go to the carnival and shoot and throw rocks and things at the cat, because not they didn't like the cat, but they didn't like the cat that wasn't neutered and howl all that, keeping them up all night. So they had to throw rocks at him in those days. Not sure. And then we playing game boy. That's a French game boy, Shoots and Ladders.
Oh yeah.
In French, and these are being put in frames now and being sold, on the internet. This is another game up here, Pachisi, I guess. And I never played Michigan Rummy, but this is Michigan Kitty, some kind of a card game.
Born like that?
Yep.
Hey there.
We think so. I mean, we don't really. I mean, I don't know for sure. We didn't get it like the Kitten, but
This one's a tiny one.
yeah, it's a tiny one there. That's what I call a mackerel tabby. All those spots and things on it, and the stripes on it, like a mackerel fish. That's probably your original tabby listen. So really, this picker, I go around.
Yeah.
I keep saying you got to stop buying cat art. You have more you can put on the wall now. Don't buy any more cat art. Whatever. I got to find something I have to buy. So I'm just a one buyer, I guess. I hate to sell anything, so I'd much rather buy than I would to sell. This is a very rare poster that came out, I think I don't know when it came out, years ago. I found one and then I couldn't find it. I couldn't even buy it at the time. The guy wouldn't sell it to me. And since then I've been able to pick up two of them, but you just can't find them. They're just not listed anywhere. Probably just a one deal put out by the for the Lung Association against smoking. So
That rainbow whiskers.
yeah, it's the thing about it. It's rainbow whiskers. It's sort of a very it's very well done print, and I say quite rare. You don't find them everywhere. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think, Bobtail cat? You are soft. You're a soft cat. Really?
Is that you right
That was
there?
me. Somebody sent me a card one Christmas time, said you can get a picture of your cat painted. And so I wrote to the guy and said, hey, about making a picture of me with the cats, He said, well, sure, I can do that. Send me a picture, so I got some pictures of cats, to send to him. And he went ahead and painted the picture of me with the cat. So that's a hand-painted portrait of, supposed to be of a cat, but it's a cat with me. The guy that does all the dogs playing the games did a few cat pictures, and these are the ones that he did. But they're extremely rare. You don't find them. I think I found two, one by itself. Since I bought these four, and had them in the frame when I came back. But I can't think of his name offhand now, but it's on here, the Arthur or something. And this is interesting. This is made with sand grains.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, somebody put sand grains at the beach, and they put the sand grains in there, and I mean, think of the time that would take to do that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
My gosh, I mean, it's just, it's amazing how people do. We'll save it in the morning for a short time.
I got stuff to do.
He sort of likes to
Well, Todd's still
Todd,
there.
yeah, Todd,
He's got his
yeah.
own Facebook page.
Yeah,
Oh, does he?
yeah. He's a character, yeah.
He's very
Yeah, he has some great stories
Here.
about Todd.
Yeah, it's a very unique cat.
And there's a beautiful calico cat all wrapped up in a little ball there. I think she was a doll or something. One of those fur kittens you buy, at the Walmart for $80. Oh, good Lord.
A little grumpy.
Yeah, he's a little bit on the grumpy cat named Punky. And she painted Punky for us. And those things there aren't ghosts, they're what they call willies.
Willies?
And willies are the ghosts of women that never conceived.
Huh.
So if you were a spinster, never had a man, and never conceived a baby, and when you died, you became a willie. And those are willies that are going around.
Huh.
I never heard of that.
Very interesting. I never.
I never heard of that before. This is our place where we keep the kittens, and Nobody's loose now. We do have cages here because they have to be isolated. So. These are where our kittens are.
Oh.
I know some. That's the mama cat and babies. People live in the cabin.
Old piece of playground equipment.
I got that at a thing over in somewhere. I was riding around one time and had to see it in a junkyard.
If anyone wants to donate to the shelter or help with the museum, is there somewhere they can go?
Yeah, they can just go to the webpage, catman2.org.
Okay.
And that gives you the Facebook and gives you the whole works. And there's a button on the page to donate with that goes through the PayPal.
Now, Harold was kind enough to give me a few of the children's books that he had written. Kevin the Helpful Vampire Cat, Kevin Tames the Bullies, and Kevin Tells the Story of Catman 2, where he talks about the actual creation of the shelter. It's actually also a DVD with a music video, an anti-bullying DVD for school children, and then A Cat for Christmas, the story of Sydney. This is a CD with a story about a shelter cat. So thank you for coming along with me to the Catman 2 shelter and meeting Harold the Catman Sims. I cannot say enough how wonderful I think that shelter is. Very clean. There's cats. They just wander around, not in cages. You can pet them, play with them, just go there and hang out with some cats. I definitely encourage you to visit there if you are in the area, to adopt a cat. I want you guys to adopt a cat if you're wanting to. If you're in the market for a cat, consider coming down here and adopting. I'm also excited about the museum. I'm a huge fan of roadside museums, roadside attractions. So I'll give all the information to get in touch with the cat shelter if you're interested, and my normal stuff is down below. Appreciate it.